Alrighty, time for my weekly Snap Judgements League game, and we are going up against Flan, who we also fought against last season. So we'll see what we get up to here, both of us starting off with the Sam Wilson shield. I do have turn 1 Mind Stone, which makes me a little bit more inclined to snap. But I don't think I'm going to go for it just yet. Let's run this Mind Stone into Starbrand Crater, though, and see which stones we draw. We could turn off X-Mansion to alleviate some variance. Next turn, we do get to throw Mockingbird into the crater, which will start to give us some extra energy. We don't have the Time Stone, though, so that's a bit of a bummer. Probably play Power Stone, and Space Stone's always a good one too. Just debating the snap. I think I'm not going to snap until I see that they don't have the turn 2 Sam, and it doesn't look like it. This instead looks like potentially a Fenris Wolf. Okay, Fenris Wolf is protected from Red Guardian, and I have a turn 4 Wiccan. Is turn 4 Wiccan enough to snap? If it is, then I probably want to take out X-Mansion here, efficiently use all of my energy this turn. Next turn, I will just be playing the Wiccan. Sure. I think I'll snap and I'll do one of these, and I'll be like, let's see, I'm snapping before X-Mansion comes into play. Are you willing to do the same? Looks like they are. And that's going to become Stark Tower. Okay, so we could throw Wiccan here now instead. I also have some desire to Red Guardian the Captain Carter before it gets out of hand. We're going to be able to play anything into Crimson Cosmos. We also have Cosmo, which is an interesting card to throw around here. We are going to run out of space pretty soon here, though, so that's something else to consider. I think for that reason, I do just want to play Wiccan here. Soulstone plus Thanos can go in Stark Tower, and Soulstone will protect the Thanos. So next turn, we could even just play the Thanos into Stark Tower. And even, we will have 8 energy next turn. So we won't quite be able to play Thanos plus Red Guardian because we did not find Time Stone, unfortunately. Galacta is a pretty good one. Like I said, I think I do want to... Ooh, that is a nice pickup. That is a really nice pickup. And it also frees me up a little bit to now potentially start to fill up some locations. I mean, this is kind of wild to just like full send here and only leave myself space to play here. But basically, as long as I don't eat one of these 2 cards, I'm throwing down Cosmo in some capacity. I'm continuing to spend all of my energy. Speed will actually become Shang-Chiable, but I think that that's fine. I really just don't want to eat one of these 2, but that's a 1 in 3 chance to happen. I'm willing to take those odds. Fenris Wolf emote getting some love there. Yeah, we take out Captain Carter with Red Guardian, throw down the Strange Supreme, and we'll see what happens. In Stark Tower up against Brood. That is pretty big. They're also going to take down my Mockingbird a bit in power, and we do eat over here. Oh, that's kind of terrible. So now I only get to play 1 card on the final turn. That's a bit of a bummer. I don't get to play this free Cosmo, and importantly, I don't get to 50-50 try to nail their Silver Surfer, which was something I was looking forward to a lot. What I do have access to is a big Thanos over in Crimson Cosmos, and then the idea that if we eat like Power Stone, that's 7 more points here, and actually reasonably difficult for them to play around. I'm not in love with it, and the fact that they have Fenris Wolf too makes me feel like I do have to consider like Moon Knight and other weird things that could come out of this Fenris Wolf, like they could Shang-Chi my speed or something. Doesn't look like they are retreating, or they've already slow retreated. We're going to stay in it for 4 cubes, though, here, and see what happens. If my opponent snaps, I'll retreat. If they give us the Boomer Snap, we've definitely lost Stark Tower, so it's a little bit of a gamble, but I do still feel like I've got a lot of points on the table here, and I'm just giving up Stark Tower, hoping that, yeah, okay, we get the retreat out of them. I thought we might. We do have a lot of points on the board here. We've got some decent information about what my opponent is playing, but also some wacky stuff. Fenris Wolf, US Agent, not cards that we typically see in Silver Surfer decks, but they're not totally out of the realm of possibilities here. Again, turn 1 Mind Stone, this time into a turn 2 Strange Supreme. We're going to get another little look at their deck when we steal their Sam Wilson. Interestingly, this is a created card, so Strange will gobble this up at some point. So I'm not sure how much value we will get out of it, but we might try. We might try. We deny a card draw here because of the Mind Stone. We're probably both going to slam down Sammys into DC and be reasonably all right with this. Sure, if they play their Sam, well, either way, their shield's going to protect their Sam, so we are just trading Sams here. And I can still draw my Sam, which is kind of interesting. That would be a really nice draw, actually. Ooh, that's not bad either. Alright, Sam would be fantastic then. Don't find it just yet. Certainly we're doing this, right? They don't like the shield. I don't know why. But basically on turn 5, we can move them both into this location. And then on turn 6, we can move them both into New York, if we keep ourselves the room. So I kind of do want to do that. Which means I kind of want to do this. There's a lot of cards over here. I might still play Strange later, but for right now, let's start with this. We could always move one of those stones into New York as well. So we've got some options. This gives us the highest chance to potentially find Wiccan. What do they have as their turn 3 play? Captain Carter? Could be. That's all that we've seen so far. There's the Wiccan. I do like that. And our last location is Crimson Cosmos. And it is indeed Captain Carter. So I could see playing the Wiccan into Crimson Cosmos. Again, I love that I got my stones in there early. Before the fall, I think we're snapping to the Wiccan. Yeah. Turn 4 Wiccan, turn 1 Mind Stone, turn 2 Sam Wilson. You gotta be snapping there. All looks pretty good to me. Galacta from them, potentially. Did they not move their shield to play around Red Guardian? We are in their head now. Oof. That is pretty good. We're going to move this back here. I do believe we are going to take the roll of the dice on the idea that we might eat this shield, but like, if we don't, that's pretty cool. I feel like they have to move out this shield now, right? So I could go for this right now. And which stone am I missing? I'm missing Soul Stone. So next turn, I could play Alioth plus Space and Soul Stone. That's reasonable. I mean, we'll probably eat this Power Stone before the end of the game. I only have 2 eats here, but I think all of this is reasonable so far. They are loading up center, and we do still have priority going into this final turn, so that's interesting here too. They've made a big Fenris Wolf and a Killmonger. Okay, they're going to steal my stones, which means I'm also now going to eat up my shield. That's fine. I don't have Soul Stone. What I can do is Cosmo to protect these cards. This just brings back a Power Stone. That's really nothing super crazy. I mean, It's still a pretty big card, don't get me wrong. But it's nothing that we gotta stress about. They can't really play here, though nor can I. Are they even planning on playing to the Crimson Cosmos, or are they just going to give it to me? Space Stone doesn't let me move there, but this is fine. It's not super interactive, but I'm just kind of hoping that they're going to move enough things to New York, because they should move Sam out, which means they should also probably move Captain Carter over. And then Strange will get to grow, so that's plus 4 points here. I think this is reasonable. Yeah. Wow, and I Eliathed them somehow. I do not even know what I'm Eliathing here. What could this be, Spectrum? I have no clue, but I did it. Whatever this was. What did I just Eliath? Thanos. Oh, they stole my Thanos. Do I lose? Okay, I lose. I was not expecting that one. That is for sure. Yeah, they just had a lot of points on me there with Galacta pumping Thanos and then Makari. I was not expecting all that, clearly. Sure. My opponent gets 4 cubes and we move into round 3. I have not shown them Juggernaut, and I don't know if I've shown them Cosmo, to be totally honest. Double Sam plus a Mind Stone. I think we snap to this. I think Double Sam is just really good. We will also potentially be able to throw in an Iron Patriot here. Yeah, or they'll just give me a cube. I think that's totally reasonable to just give me the cube here. So the cards that we don't know about for my opponent's deck are... So Killmonger does explain the Fenris Wolf a little bit. We could also see Negasonic, and of course Silver Surfer's a missing card. Not sure what else is on the menu here. Power Stone into Iron Patriot is a reasonable curve. It is 1 point short of Starbrand Crater, which is annoying. But we're going to try to curve out into Starbrand Crater at the very least. Maybe we can find... Okay, we are now going to do this instead. And with a Hulk advantage plus a Cosmo, don't even know if they're playing Shang-Chi, but this looks reasonable now. If they have Sam, they have the means to get back into this. If they don't have Sam, I think we should be snapping. What's interesting, too, is we could instead use those Hulks as strange food. And we can make a pretty interesting play with that, where that allows Strange to grab the win in Starbrand Crater. So that's pretty interesting. White Palace is going to give my opponent a Thanos. I am A-okay with that. And we are going to get their Red Guardian. Also Dan Hip Red Guardian. Just picked this up the other day. That is a lot of fun. Probably go for this now. It's a little bit awkward if we wind up eating one of these cards before it turns into a Hulk. Don't know, do locations? I think locations go first. So I think we always win Gamma Lab here, and then we have the fodder for even more in the lab. This looks good. Yeah, they're just ignoring Gamma Lab, and I'm going to be able to spread these Hulks into 2 locations, which is pretty nice. We get another pair of stones here. They go Gladiator. That could give me Mockingbird or Eliath. Instead, it's going to give me a Time Stone with a discount on Thanos. Don't hate that. Now I have a discount on Misery, And I start eating hulks and have an extra energy for the rest of the game. This is pretty good. This is quite strong. So, I still have not played my Soul Stone. That's an interesting option. We also have Red Guardian, Misery. At that point, we probably play Space Stone 2, the second. And I'm eating this Red Guardian because this I might actually want at a different location. We haven't seen Shang-Chi yet, but I am considering that I need to Cosmo these Hulks. Or maybe Cosmo Strange Supreme. I don't know, they could have a number of different things. They're playing for center. This could just be Galacta. Or it could be a Shang-Chi. That could be huge. We'll take out Sam Wilson here. And then we're going to take it out further in just a second. Felt like this was a similar amount of power to just double tag Sammy there, though probably could have just played it afterwards. Would have given me a Mockingbird discount, etc. Killmonger for the Power Stone. I'm definitely eating a Hulk here. Oh no, I eat Misery. Great. Great. So with this extra energy, which of these two cards do I want to protect? I'm not sure. I do think I messed up by not keeping the Red Guardian here, because now it's going to be harder to get this Mockingbird even cheaper. I feel like I have to just protect here. And maybe I just continue to make Sam sink down. We're going to eat a Hulk. Mockingbird is then going to cost 5. And then I'm probably just going to Alioth into White Palace. Eat another Hulk. Cosmo continues to protect Strange. I could win this location with Juggernaut as well next turn. But Alioth would probably be... Oh, they have my Thanos again. Oh, that could be really awkward. Alright, let's hope that we don't get Thanos. We're actually giving them Gamma Lab here, which is also kind of silly. But we're just going to be eating all of these Hulks. Maybe they won't realize that? Yeah, I think slight miscalculation here. Could have played Mockingbird instead this turn, had I played this a little bit better. Okay, they're just getting out of here. They've seen enough. They cannot destroy my Strange Supreme and take it for their own Fenris Wolf.
The universe shall be set right.
5 cubes to 6. Just a very slight lead here. The Nexus is a good location for me to Thanos Alioth. It's also a good location for me to Reality Stone. So we'll reserve both of those options here. Looking for a 2-drop, of course. That's just about as good as a 2-drop. Do I want to take out the Nexus? They have US Agent, they have Fenris Wolf, but we have Alioth. I think Alioth can carry me in the Nexus. Though it does mean they could set up in the Nexus and then like Silver Surfer in the clubhouse to pump it up. Maybe I want to take that away from them. This can't quite be a Brood just yet. Ooh, Iron Patriot's nice. Daily Bugle, eh? So they could, once again... Oh, this is the other way that they are destroying things with Fenris Wolf. Okay. I like Iron Patriot Mockingbird. That would look a little something like this. And then next turn, I just get to play Thanos over into the Nexus. Have I already snapped? I don't think so. We're in high stakes mode now, right? I think this is a snap condition here. Don't know what the Iron Patriot yet is going to give me, but I've got the turn 4 Thanos, turn 5 maybe Goliath. Maybe it just catches them off because I get to throw that down a little bit earlier. This could be Gladiator. Ooh, Orca. Turn 5 Orca, maybe it is. Sure, they can get a Space Stone. This still seems kind of tough for them to battle against here. If I draw Wiccan, then on the final turn I could play Goliath plus Orca, which would just be absolutely nasty. For right now, let's stick with the Thanos. No, whatever it was called. No Wiccan. No Wiccan. So it certainly seems like it's an Goliath this turn or next turn. I could Goliath now, hope to Cosmo next turn, give them the fear of Cosmo next turn, because I feel like they are likely to set up this turn with a Captain Carter over in Nexus. I don't know how else they could get out of this. US Agent could flip these points considerably, but I think this is a good play for now. Yeah, we get to Goliath 2 cards, just throwing it off curve there. Throws them off. This is the Captain Carter with no ability and the US Agent with no ability, just like we drew it up. And now we get to Cosmo with priority going into the final turn. Might as well throw down an Orca and a Power Stone. I don't see how they catch this. It could maybe be like Gladiator, Silver Surfer, but it's just not enough points. Yeah, taking the ability off of both of these cards with an off-curve Goliath from Titan, I think was just huge. Oh, and this is a solo lane Orca too. Did not even realize that because they Killmongered and cleared me out there. Wasn't even playing for that, but sure, we'll take it. And let's see if we can take this match. They are going to retreat and instead go into a 1-cube scenario where they now have to win the next 3 games. It's definitely doable. Good on Flan for recognizing that the retreat button was still red and still clickable. So now they just have to win the next 3. I won't even say easier said than done. That's still a tall order. I don't really want a Reality Stone Raft. Actually, I think I have to because they could have Sam Wilson. I don't have Sam Wilson, and I don't have other stones, so I think that they would play for the Raft here. They also have access to Brood. Let's just turn that off. Lemuria is going to disable Sam for a turn now as well, so that all seems good for me. Strange, we will... I love the Crackle. I love the dang Crackle. All right, let's throw a Strange here. They're not even making a turn 2 play. This is not looking good for the good team here. Avengers Compound. Don't know that I care about that just yet. Let's just go speed into Mockingbird. Yeah, let's just play our cards. Nothing else to say here just yet. Okay, Gladiator could still give me Goliath or Wiccan. Soulstone. Free card draw. We take those 2. Strange eats this turn, so I actually don't get to play Mockingbird, and instead get to play Red Guardian plus Time Stone, leading up for a Thanos next turn. So that's the plan. Thanos next turn. We're going to have way too many points in Avengers Compound because of Strange plus Thanos. So I think we just play Red Guardian here. Then on the final turn, we maybe can Jug to win this location. If we can make it close. Protects against their Red Guardian now as well. It's just a Galacta. Fair enough. If this is Brood, they may just win this game, and I got nothing to say about it, to be totally honest. This is Thanos and past. The only other play would be Iron Patriot, Juggernaut. I mean, I could see that being useful. Juggernaut kicking Brood into Lemuria, is pretty hilarious. This is still a reasonable amount of points, though. I'm going to battle like this. Okay, that's not Brood. That is potentially U.S. Agent Captain Carter. Yeah, this is a good play. Oh, and then Makari comes down to fill the location. Oh, that's tricky. So, what's interesting here... Yeah, definitely thumbs for you, my friend, but I don't know that we necessarily have it. So, I think my best play, though, is to knock them... Well, they have priority. They're never brooding here, though. This is a location where they could brood. I don't want them to brood here, so we knock them out. This beats Silver Surfer, and then 3 more points over here. Honestly, doesn't... Well, it's 6 more points over here. It loses to Silver Surfer, so if they have Silver Surfer... They live another day. Do I want to show them the Juggernaut? Yeah, I still might as well. Let's see what they got. If this is Brood Silver Surfer, no, it's Negasonic Silver Surfer, but I think that still does it, actually. Yep, that's still going to do it. So, could I have won this just by playing a big card, like just by playing Mockingbird into Avengers Compound? I don't think so, because I don't think that ever beats U.S. Agent. So, I'm not sure what I really had there, to be totally honest. I think they just had this one, and now they only have to win the next 2. Don't count them out. This is still a match, to be sure. No more snaps, but they just have to win both of these next 2 games. I just have to win one of these next 2 games. They have my Thanos yet again, and we have their Red Guardian. It's Time Stone here. Wakanda. That kind of makes this Soulstone irrelevant. I think I like Wakanda for me, though. It protects me against Killmonger and Negasonic. It's just a great place to then throw a Power Stone. So this seems good for now. Do they have the Sam? Looks like they might. Yeah, that's a bit of a bummer. But I think we're going to be battling for these 2 locations. I generally just try to avoid the Sam location. Oh, that's not great. Okay. So I think now my only play becomes to put some minus power on the shield. I mean, if we find Space Stone, we can still get into the Space Throne. So I'm not totally upset about this, but it kind of stinks. I could also draw Strange Supreme. So I have 2 live outs to potentially deal with this. For right now, we're just going to play my Red Guardian. They might play their Red Guardian here, though theirs has a red border. So I'm not sure that this is Red Guardian. No, it is. Okay. Awesome. Space Stone is really good. Speed is also a lot of points. And it's actually more points than Red Guardian. Next turn, I'm 100% playing Thanos into the Space Throne. So on the final turn, what am I doing? I have access to Shang-Chi over here. They probably won't even move their Sam. I think I just want to keep myself as open as possible. I don't know which location I'm going to wind up wanting to battle for more. But I think we're going to do this for now. Okay. They are battling for center. I have Eliath as a final turn play. And they have Galacta, which means if I play the Thanos here now, which I still think I have to do, But in doing so, they can now Galacta in a bigger Thanos to steal this location from me on the final turn. Which isn't the end of the world. It means that as long as I battle for the other 2 locations on the final turn, then I've still got a game to play. I think they're just going to wind up giving me the Space Throne. I don't think that they can afford to not. And I think that means that Alioth into Wakanda should just be able to take it down. They actually went for this. So what is this going to be? Red Guardian? Fenris Wolf. A whole bunch of nada. Alright, again, it looks like I'm doing alright here. The shield probably moves back over to here because it can get a bunch of points off Captain Carter. I think as long as I play in Alioth Center, I can't lose. I think we've got him here. I think just Alioth Center is a pretty good play. There is also just Cosmo. But I don't think that they're ever winning here. I don't think that they're ever... This could go up to 8. If they play 12, that's 20. We tie here. And I win on differential. If they just play Thanos Center. That is what they went for. But it is actually a tie here in the center. It is very, very close, but it's 20-20, and then I get the win. Makari again! Oh, wow. Wow. I was not clearly thinking about Makari. I wouldn't have played around it had I thought about it even. Like, this is just a wild play to Alioth here, knowing that they're going to Thanos. It was still a 50-50. No. If Makari landed here, I also lose. Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better. I had lost this game no matter what. Wild. Wild stuff. Final match here. Let's see what we can do. No stone. I get the worst draw yet. Okay, finally. A stone. Cool. I shouldn't say finally a stone, like... it would just be a bummer to not have a stone for the final game. I don't have a 2-drop either, but I can draw into a 2-drop or into some other stones. They've got the Makari. Don't have to worry about this. I'm done with you, Makari. Okay, Iron Patriot into Aunt May's, I think I generally like as an option. They would have to play to Aunt May's this turn and next turn, and we should just be able to speed out there. And as long as they don't have Sam Wilson, they do. But they didn't play Sam into Aunt May's, which means they don't have the extra, or they don't have the ability to probably play here as easily. Oh. Okay. Well, this got a little bit more interesting. I'm going to need to draw Reality Stone. They also need to avoid that for Aunt May's themselves. Killmonger's going to destroy Soulstone, but then come back with Valley of the Hand, and now I'm winning in Bar with No Name, which means I get the reduced cost Spider-Man. Yeah, they lost that 50-50. Okay. Yeah. This looks good for me. I think I'm feeling pretty confident. I have to think about where I want to take this next. I could play Sam and then a Spider-Man. I'd also like to play the Time Stone, but it's not as clean. We'll see what winds up happening here. Gladiator. Mockingbird? One time? No Juggernaut? Going to Bar with No Name? Alright, yeah. This location looks to be locked up for me. We could give him a shot, but I don't think that's happening. Sorry, brother. I kind of don't, or do I? Do I want my Soul Stone? That's something that I have to ask myself now. I think I don't want the Soul Stone here. We can play just like throw away a stone into bar with no name. That's actually totally respectable. Maybe we'll get some wacky location here. Should I even be doing this though? I think this could only ever lose me the game, right? Yeah. Come to think of it, it can probably only actually ever lose me the game. I should just battle for here and then play an Eliath. Like, maybe I get some crazy dumb location with Reality Stone and I throw, and it's just not worth it. Captain Carter could be nice. We are planning on eating the Spider-Man with Strange Supreme. Oh, I also get Juggernaut. Goodbye, go into bar with no name. No, okay, that would have been crazy. That would have been wacky. But with pretty big priority here becomes pretty big responsibility. How do they beat an Eliath? Not sure. How do they beat a Power Stone? A Space Stone? I'm not sure how they beat any of this. Like, how good is just this as a play? We already have the Makari. I don't have to worry about that. I do feel like Eliath is still a really big card. I mean, don't they have to play here to have a shot of doing anything? Yeah, they do. So let's just Eliath and take out one of their cards. This could be the Silver Surfer. This could be Red Guardian. Can't really even be Negasonic, but okay, Brood plus Silver Surfer. Fair play, fair play. They actually made a go for it, but it's not going to be enough. GG's to Flan. They tried to come back, and it was very close, but we were able to grab the win. No thanks to Makari. Makari definitely tried to stop us there, but that is going to be it for me for this week in the Snap Judgements League. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'm NoLucksGiven. Peace.